Hey y'all, what's up? Fellow nursing students, future nurses, and all of the above, whoever's watching, what's up? Don't mind me, I'm kind of tired. I know I look like it, but yeah, it's been a long day. But let's jump right into it, you guys. This is a new term, new classes. Y'all already know what the deal is. Let's get it. Okay, so this term we are taking ethics and we're taking pediatrics. So ethics is basically a class that's just kind of based on the values that we are supposed to carry as a nurse and the values that we are supposed to uphold. And we're just pretty much going to be going through different situations that kind of test those limits and see why things are ethical and know the nursing code of ethics. So this week we just, flew through our PowerPoints. So just a bunch of pretty much like definitions and moral values and virtues and different types. That's pretty much what we went over this week. And this is a hybrid class, so sometimes we won't have like an actual in-class day, and we'll just have that to do assignments that are online, which is cool. And this class seems like we're pretty much going to have to do the same thing every week but different questions. So we have an in-class assignment to do every week where we get into our assigned groups and we are given a certain question to discuss amongst each other, and then we discuss it with the class and we tell them what our answers were. So this week we all had the same, I think we had the same scenario, and we all just kind of read through it, came up with our own ideas about it, and then we just discussed it with the class. That was pretty much it. And then we had a journal discussion. The journal discussions are basically it's just a question that she asked based off our own experiences and opinions, and it just ties into the whole class of ethics. This week we had to answer a question about like, was there pretty much something that you believed in as a child that you don't believe in as an adult, and what brought you to this point that you don't believe in it anymore? For me, I talked about how as a child I grew up, just knowing that women would be married and take their husband's last name, but as an adult I don't really believe in that. Like, I don't want to take my husband's last name if I ever get married. But yeah, I know some of y'all gonna be like, what? But yeah, I don't. What else did we do? We did a threaded discussion, and pretty much the threaded discussion is a little bit different than the journal because we are asked a question where we have to find out something, and then we kind of elaborate on it ourselves. It's not necessarily something that's based on our own opinions. But yeah, and then we have to respond to somebody else's. So we're gonna do that every week, but it's just gonna be different questions. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That class, it's been okay. My teacher has been bothersome this week actually, because she was one of the people that I had to go through to make the decision about the whole test issue that I had. You guys know the whole story. I don't have to get into it. But basically, you guys know that I passed and everything moved on. That's how I'm talking about this right now. So my teacher just really wanted to meet up with me for some odd reason to talk, and she was saying like it had something to do with academics and blah blah blah. Long story short, we was just never able to meet up because she told me not to come this day. I didn't come, blah blah blah. She's saying I sent her emails, she didn't respond, and then all of a sudden the director of students is involved, and I have to go and talk to her. So I went to go talk to her, and she's kind of confused as to why the teacher wanted to talk to me so bad. And we both just pretty much came to the conclusion that my teacher was just trying to be nosy, honestly. Because there was nothing wrong to the point where she needed to be that concerned about me and what's going on in my personal life. Like, school is one thing, my personal life is another. I don't want to have to constantly keep talking about what happened to me to you guys. Like, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. So whatever, she pretty much got over that, so now everything is okay, I guess, smooth sailing. But hopefully it'll stay that way, because I'm so sick of them bothering me about this. Like, I just want to move on with my life. But anyway, so on to peds. So pediatrics, if you like working with children, this is the section for you. Me, I like kids, but I don't personally want to work with like super sick kids, like that's just really sad to me. I don't think my little heart can take that. But yeah, so this week we went over like respiratory issues. What else did we go? We went over something else, and I cannot remember for the life of me right now what it was, but I'm actually about to go study for that class right now. But yeah, pediatrics seems like it's just going to be like a little people version of adult health 1, because we're going over like each disease separately, like treatments, what to look out for, blah blah blah, stuff like that. The same setup as med-surg is this setup for right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we had like a simulation this week where we all were broken down into groups, and then we were broken down into smaller groups, and we all had like a different scenario with a baby. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And we went to go see our clinical unit. Our clinical unit is so very, very small, but you know, it is what it is, whatever. Just want to do it and get it over with. And also, this is the ATI book. Even though we're not taking the ATI right now, we're taking it in like 5 weeks or something. But this is it. It's like really big, 500 something pages. It's like 5 times the size of the community health book. So yeah, got a lot of reading to do this term, but I will see you guys next week. Okay, bye. What crazy nursing people, I'm gonna make this portion kind of short. We'll do this quick because I know the last one was sort of long. But okay, so this week in ethics, we just went over like laws and stuff, like torts and like battery, assault, things like that. Just a whole bunch of definitions for that class, and she just gives us like a lot of scenarios of where these definitions would come in handy. So nothing that's like overly extensive with the learning, you know. It's just stuff that you probably would have heard of already or went over. I took a law class in high school, so all of this stuff is very, very familiar to me. And then you go over a lot of law stuff in like foundations, so it's kind of a recap. So that's what we did this week. Again, we did an in-class assignment where we all had a question. This week we had different questions, and we discussed it amongst each other, just discussed it with the class, and then we have a journal again. And then the journal this week is pretty much about like the ethics that were involved when we were involved in a situation, or there was a situation where, you know, one person had one opinion and you had another, or the other person had another, and you talk about those discrepancies as to why, you know, there was some type of like argument or disagreement. And then that was it for that class. Oh yeah, we had an annotated bibliography that we had to turn in. I got mine done early, so I did that last week. So and that was pretty much it. And so for peds this week, we just went over like hematological stuff. I don't know if I said that right, but like all like the different type of blood diseases, like leukemia and like sickle cell, stuff like that. What else did we do in peds? We had an in-class assignment that had to do with the blood stuff, the blood work. And we went over the GI tract and the GU tract, that's the urinary one. And I think that was it. As far as clinical goes for this week, me and 2 other girls, we were in our daycare day. So in our rotation, we all have to go and do like a daycare experience or whatever, like watch the daycare kids, so we can get a for a hands-on look at how normal kids develop and not just, you know, sick kids. So we did that. We were with the preschoolers, the toddlers, and the infants. They were all so funny and just so cute and running around, and they were like snotting all over my uniform and shit, but it was pretty fun. It was a long day, but it was fun. And that's pretty much it. I'm like holding the camera way up here. Sorry, you guys. And this is our new uniform. I have to cover the name of my school because I have some stalkers. But this is our new uniform. Isn't it cute? Don't mind my bathroom, y'all, if y'all can see it. It's so cute. It's all soft and stuff. It's really cute. I know I said it like 4 times already. But I just wanted to show you guys, because at first we had like these polos and white pants, and I wasn't really feeling that. But I really like these uniforms, even though it kind of sucks because we're not going to be able to wear them for like the whole school terms or whatever. But this is pretty dope. I'm glad that they changed them. But anyway, see you guys next week. Let's make this quick because I only got like 3 minutes to record and my memory card's going to be full. But anyway, so we're going to jump right into it. Ethics, nothing fancy going on there. Nothing to really talk about. Like I said before, we do the same exact thing every week. A threaded discussion, a journal, and an in-class thing, and then we listen to lecture, talk about ethical situations, blah blah blah. We're pretty much about to get ready and do a presentation for that class, so that's what we're pretty much looking forward to. We took an exam. My first exam I got 100.82% on. So yeah, that's pretty dope. What was I about to say? So moving right along to peds. Peds this week, we took our first exam. I got a 75, which is a C, which sucks. I mean, like, personally, I know that I didn't, I passed, but I know I got such a low score because I did not really study for that. And reason being because when I do try to study for this class, it just makes me cry. Like, I don't know, like, I get really depressed when I'm reading for this class. So, hopefully the next test and the final will be better because we're over the developmental stuff, and we're pretty much just doing like disease processes and things like that. So that's much easier because that's more of a med-surg kind of point of view, and not really like you're focusing on kids, but you're not necessarily like, you know, like, oh, this child is at this developmental stage and this is what they should be doing and these are the milestones. Like, that doesn't get to me, but the developmental stuff was really getting to me, so I couldn't really focus on it as much as I wanted to. But you know, I feel like I'll be back on track. But anyway, yeah, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about, you know how we like have to take these math classes for prerequisites? Well, here comes the math. Math doesn't really come up a whole lot, but you do have to know your math in pediatrics because you will be doing a lot of conversions, because kids cannot have like the same amount of drugs as an adult. You know, adult is like, okay, well, take this amount of pills and, you know, that works for the average adult. But for kids, you have to go based off their weight. So you have to like convert their weight in pounds to kilograms and then see like, if like the dosage range is safe for them. You don't want to underdose your patient because you want the medicine to work. You don't want to overdose them because you don't want the kid to die. But yeah, so you will be doing math. It's not super hard. You will definitely get it. You know, you just need to practice. You need to practice like the drip rate and all type of IV stuff, and just knowing how many milligrams to give to the child. Even if it's already prescribed in the computer by the doctor, you still want to check it over as a nurse because you're the one that's going to be giving it, and you want to make sure you're on point. You want to make sure, because you know people make mistakes. But anyway, that's really important. That's something that came up a lot this week. And also, clinical was really fun. We had a 3-year-old patient. I'm talking really fast because my camera's about to stop recording me. But yeah, I will see you guys next week with more info. Bye. Hey, what's up, y'all? So okay, so it's the last week update for this month. Okay, so at this class, blah blah blah, same stuff that I've been telling y'all. We had our last lecture class this week, so thank God for that. No more wasting of our time. So I mean, we still have stuff to do for that class, but we don't actually have to sit in class anymore. It's just more so the online portion, online work, and our final and our midterm. So yeah, thank God for that. Anyway, let's skip on right over to peds. Peds this week, we learned about like the muscular skeletal system. So like muscular dystrophies, bone breaks, and fractures, and how different types of fractures and bone breaks can occur and how they are fixed, casting type of stuff, and what else did we learn about? We learned about like nerve issues like spina bifida and like hydrocephalus. What else did we go over? We went over some other stuff that's just in that type of category, so you guys get the gist of what I'm talking about. We have midterms coming up, which I'm very afraid for because I don't know, I just find it so hard, you guys, to study. Like I always feel like I'm having a fucking mental breakdown. Like I just cry so much when I'm studying, so I'm trying to like not do that as much. because it's really affecting the way that I'm able to really study and take my test. So yeah, I'm just praying that God gives me the strength to get through this term successfully. What else? In clinical this week, me and my partner, we had a teenager. It was nothing really wrong with her, so we was just kind of bothering her a lot, doing a whole bunch of head-to-toe physical assessments, just checking out all her body systems, making sure that she was okay, but she was fine. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. Bye.